So a few weeks ago, I was on this discovery call with this DTC founder in the consumable space. And when looking at her ads, the ads were performing exceptionally well. Her product was actually really, really good, but she was facing issues when it came to the email marketing side of things. Now, she actually told me on this call that, hey Juan, like I know we are supposed to be sending 3 to 4 emails per week, but I don't know how to do this without sounding too repetitive or how to change the angles so that people don't get bored. Now, this is probably the most common pain point that I hear from DTC founders and marketers. Now, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact process that we use at the agency to come up with unlimited email content ideas, but actual ideas that educate, entertain, but obviously most importantly, convert those leads into paying customers. So in this video, we'll cover the core email campaign angles that always work for every single brand, how to actually build the perfect content mix that actually keeps the list warm but also engaged, how to actually shape those angles to match your specific brand, and then finally the actual best times to send these email campaigns on based on more than 100 accounts that we have actually worked with. So if you've ever stared at a blank email draft without actually knowing what to say in your upcoming email campaigns, then this video will help you with just that, to come up with as many ideas so that you can then implement for your specific brand. All right, so now that we are in the presentation, I'm going to walk you through how to actually make a campaign calendar for a consumable brand. This is obviously a live breakdown that I will do with you. First of all, as I mentioned, the core email campaign angles that always work. Now, first of all, we need to actually understand what a campaign angle actually is. But a campaign angle is the focus of an email that answers the question of why someone should actually purchase or take a desired action. So generally, there are 6 types of campaign angles. Sale or promotion, right? Whereby you tell someone why they should buy because there's a special deal. Then it is the problem solution, telling people to buy because you have this specific problem and this product is the solution for that problem. Then a goal-focused angle, whereby you want to experience this specific benefit or achieve a specific outcome. Then the testimonial or social proof, whereby you should buy because people who were in your exact shoes had the same problem as you had, and we were able to find a solution through this product that we sell. The educational campaigns, which is an in-depth explanation about a specific niche that then ties to the solution of your product. Then objection handling, so tackling specific objections that customers may have, right? And then a benefit focused, highlighting a specific benefit that your product has. So for the purpose of this video, I'll apply these angles to a well-known supplement brand called AG1, which is a drink that supports energy, immunity, gut health, and just overall well-being. And I'll build these angles on an actual email calendar like we would do at the agency, with the perfect content mix that will keep the list engaged and warm. So let's jump straight into it. All right, so now that we are here, I actually laid out all the campaigns for the month of May, right, as a random example for you to actually see how we do this. So first of all, the first objective or the first goal is to actually determine the campaign angles that we are going to use. So now looking back at the campaign angles that we have up to 7 campaign angles that obviously we will have to reuse some of them, but the actual campaign content can be completely different. So let's start by actually including the campaign angles. So for the 1st of May, I'll just include a problem solution angle. So I'll just change this, problem solution. Then we'll use a goal focus, for instance, just goal focused angle. And you're going to want to do this for just a mix, right? So now we'll go with testimonial. There's no actual correct way to do it or correct exact amount. It really comes down to what you want to include in each specific month. So yeah, just feel free to do this, and once I'm done, I'll be back. Okay, so now that we have all the campaign angles, right, you can see that we are actually varying them. We're not putting problem solution, then another problem solution, right? We're doing problem solution, goal focused, testimonial, educational, objection handling, benefit focused. So we're actually switching up the email content, which is the most important thing to keep into account here. So now that we actually have our angles, we're now going to learn how to shape those angles to match your specific brand. Now, each brand is completely unique, and it wouldn't do any good for me to just say what exactly you need to do for your brand if I have no context on your AOV, on your LTV, in your buy-in cycles. Now that said, here is an example on how I would turn a general angle into one that matches a G1. So we would go into ChatGPT and we would feed him with this prompt. I want you to take the email angle of whatever the email angle is, sale and promotion, and generate 20 email campaign ideas for the brand AG1. These ideas should be specific, creative, and fit AG1's tone, premium wellness, health conscious, and science-backed. Then the goal of each campaign is to push urgency and conversions by highlighting a special deal. Then again, just think in terms of direct response copywriting frameworks. Use proven angles like scarcity, emotional appeal, status, transformation, or habit formation. And then you can just feel free to put the market research that you have for your brand so that the ChatGPT actually better understands your brand and can come up with more accurate campaign ideas. So after doing this, I'm going to do this right now for you to actually see what we would come up with. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to feed ChatGPT with this prompt. And of course, I don't know specific information on AG1, on AOVs, or anything like that. So it's going to be a bit more tough for me to actually determine. But again, for the purpose of this video, this is just an example for you to implement it in your brand. Or if you don't want to do this yourself, then obviously my team and I can do that for you. But as you can see here, we already have 10 email campaign angles. So for example, the 72-hour reset to reboot your health, save 20%, or founder's favorite bundle is actually one that we have tested that works extremely well. So you can see already here that you have 20 email campaign angles that can actually implement for your brand. Obviously, you may not like all of them, but for example, if you like a specific one, you can then tell him to tell you, could you give me 10 similar campaign angles to this angle? And you put like your angle, and it will give you even more related to the angle that you like. So that's the power of ChatGPT. And yeah, so once I have that, I'll just get this one, which is the one that I actually like the most. However, the offer here is not too strong. So what I would do is, for example, we go to sale offer. We'll just change this and found a favorite bundle, limited edition. Okay, yeah, it's a bundle and it's a limited edition, so that's fine. So now that we have that, you already have this sale angle, and then this will be just a reminder. So just reminding people to look at that offer that we sent. So now we want to do this, as I mentioned here, we want to do this for every single angle we've implemented in AG1's email calendar, right? So for example, let's do another one. If we have a problem solution one, then we're going to feed ChatGPT with a similar prompt. So we're just going to copy all of this. Perhaps we're going to remove the one of the sentence where it says to push urgency, highlighting a special deal, because there's no special deal here. But we're just going to put here the problem solution. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna wait for it to generate. So for example, I really like this angle here. Overwhelmed by health advice, then start here, right? It's a problem that people are facing. People don't know what health advice to follow. And then the brand presents itself as authoritative, and they let you know that you need to start here, and this is how you actually start, and the reason why you should start this specific way. So we're going to use that angle for the problem solution one. Then we're going to go into the goal focus. So again, we're going to do the same for this one, for example. So for this one, I really like the beat the burnout, fuel yourself first. Basically, the goal here is to avoid fatigue or burnout of whatever someone is doing, whether that's at work, whether that's at training, which is working out. So I really like this one, so I'll just include it here. So beat the burnout, fuel yourself first. All right, so now that we have this angle, let's go for the next one. We have the testimonial now. So again, we want to go into ChatGPT. We're going to copy this prompt that I have here. I want to change the angle to testimonial. So this angle right here for the testimonial is perfect because it talks about the first health routine that someone has actually stuck to. And we can talk about how the routine goes, why it's been the only routine that I've actually been able to stick to. So yeah, we're going to use that for this one. So now it's educational, and we're just trying to educate the subscriber essentially. Again, we're going to use the same one. So for example, this angle we like, inside the scoop, what 75 plus ingredients actually do. because a lot of people see, hey, we have 75 ingredients, but we don't know what it actually does. So here's a fantastic way to actually talk about those ingredients and why they need them, right? So that is that. And then we need to handle an objection. So we're going to do that right now. So again, this angle is perfect. I think ChatGPT is super accurate. And of course, again, as I mentioned, the more information you give ChatGPT, the better output it will actually give you. For this angle, a lot of people may find AG1 too expensive, but we can then talk about what you're actually paying for and break down the cost, and it's actually not that expensive. So that, again, that's a fantastic way to handle an objection. And now, what do we have on the calendar? We have a benefit focus now. So this one, for example, is perfect. Just one scoop and total gut support. You don't actually have to worry about anything else. So we're going to complete this one here. And since we also have another benefit focus down here, I'm going to grab another one. So for example, from stress to steady in 60 seconds a day. I think this is also perfect. Just in 60 seconds, you can actually go from stressed to just being steady. So again, we're going to include that. And now what else do we have here? We have a problem solution. So again, we're going to go back to the problem solutions one. So for this one, for example, cravings, mood swings, and it could be your blood sugar. So you need our product. So we're going to go here. We're going to change this. And there's no more problem solution ones. Perfect. Now we only need goal focused, educational, testimonials. Okay. So now we're going to go with goal focused. So for example, what peak performance looks like and how to actually get there. This is actually really good as well. So this one was, okay, goal focused. Yep, goal focused right here. Then educational. So the one wellness mistake high performance make. I think this also creates a lot of curiosity for people to actually open. And here's where we actually just want to entertain people to keep them on the list rather than just obviously just pushing sales, which we don't want to do on a weekly basis. So now we only have a testimonial and objection handling. So testimonial or objection handling first. So for example, a lot of people may think that this green drink tastes gross. So here in this email, we need to handle that objection that it actually tastes good and what it actually tastes like. And then last but not least, the testimonial. So we're going to go down below testimonial one. So for example, for this one, my doctor said I was deficient. AG1 helped to fix that. So that's for the testimonial one, and you can talk about that there. So this is pretty much how you actually do this. And then for the end of the month, we can do a sale. Again, I'll just make this up. It can be a buy one, get one free, for example. Buy one, get one sale. Then we do like just as a reminder, right? So as you just saw, here's how to actually come up with a campaign calendar and how to actually populate it for a brand like AG1. Now, there's only so much an e-commerce brand owner like yourself can actually do, which is why brands decide to delegate these sort of tasks to agencies like mine, where we manage everything email marketing related. Because even though email can contribute to 25, 30, or even 40% of the total general sales, there's only so much email marketing can actually do, because if there's no traffic coming to the website, that's where your focus as the brand owner should actually be. So now going back to the presentation, I'm now going to present the best times to actually send these email campaigns. So we've actually sent over 100,000 emails across all our clients' accounts. And after all that testing, here's what we've actually learned about timing, because it actually does matter more than you think. Now, the best days to actually send are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And we have seen these days consistently deliver the highest engagement. Now, in terms of the best times, we've seen the best times to be between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. or between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Now, we do think that that's the sweet spot when people are out of the morning chaos and they haven't had yet the 3 p.m. slump. However, for the worst times where you shouldn't be actually sending emails is first thing in the morning or late at night. Now, the reason why is because no one's in the mood to actually make a purchase while slamming a coffee at 6 a.m. or just zoning out at 10 p.m. Now, again, this is obviously going to depend from brand to brand, but this is what we have seen from a general perspective, and it just really comes down to your business model and the specific brand that you have. So as I mentioned, here's why this timing actually works, is because you avoid the work chaos, first of all, of the early mornings. You don't have to compete with end of day fatigue, and you catch people during light decision making moments, which is super important. So I really hope you found value out of this video. If you have, please feel free to subscribe, as well as leaving a like, as it really helps me more than you think. And if you're an e-commerce brand doing at least 40K per month and you need more help with your email marketing side of things, then you can book in a discovery call with me. I'll just see what I can help with, if I can help with in the first place, and we'll take it from there. So I really hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.